Steve Kim here with Bob Arum. Bob, November 5th, Pacquiao Vargas. I think part of this story is the fact that HBO or Showtime are not involved. You are distributing this yourself. How did you come to this decision?
Well, we came to the decision because we're not fools. And we saw what UFC has accomplished. UFC distributes their own fights on pay-per-view. They produce all the telecasts. They have complete control of all of that. And they've been a tremendous success. Now, if you say, who said they've been a success? I said the financial markets by paying them $4 billion. So I'll take half of that.
Bob, it is interesting that you don't have a partner like an HBO. Are you surprised that HBO took the edict that if this fight was on November 5th, they simply would not be a part of this event?
They made their choices. I mean, that's what they're getting paid to do. They're like Peter Nelson. So he made his choice, which is fine. I mean, there's no animosity, but it opened up something that we've been trying and to do and thinking about for a number of years. Why the hell aren't we distributing our own product?
So, Bob, would you say that November 5th is the beginning of something new, that Pacquiao Vargas won't be the first and only time that you go forward with this type of plan independently?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We intend to do that for all our fights. And if there are other promoters who want to do pay-per-view and are looking for a distributor, we're happy to do it. We can do in our offices in Las Vegas. We do our own commercials, our own shoulder program, our own posters. We do that all now. We've been doing that for years in fights that are being distributed by HBO.
Bob, do you think that the industry as a whole, not just you, did you guys get comfortable with the HBO or Showtime relationship and letting them do a lot of the work and sharing the proceeds?
That's what happens to human beings. In the 80s and into the 90s, we did our own distribution, closed circuit and pay-per-view. Then HBO came up with TVKO, and they then took over the distribution, but they paid the money for the fights. It was their money. So from that segued into the HBO pay-per-view department, and they put their nose in all our fights. Now, what truly do we need them for?
Right. Bob, do you think the time and place is now, given the fact we're now in the internet age of social media, has a paradigm switched than, let's say, it was 5-10 years ago?
Absolutely. It's not only the internet, it's, would this fight have been distributed by HBO pay-per-view if they had agreed to November 5? The answer is yes, because we had a contract with them. All right, and then we had a contract with them because they did certain things for us. They elected not to distribute. That opened it up, and now we have a new ball game.
Is Manny Pacquiao's relationship with HBO, is it concluded, or did they terminate it in your view?
The contract is terminated. Will Manny Pacquiao go back to having HBO pay-per-view distribute his fight? I can't say never, because we have to see how successful we are here.
Bob, how similar is this? I remember in 1996, I had just gotten into the business. In fact, the first major event I went to was Chavez de la Hoya won. And you said, hey, listen, there's too many black boxes, too much piracy. We're going to put this back on closed circuit. And that kind of had mixed results. How similar is this to that?
Well, it's not similar. We did it because the cable systems were taking bigger and bigger percentages. And unless they were stopped by showing we had an alternative, it would have been over. So we bit the bullet. It didn't turn out great, but we didn't lose any money. So I'm telling you, that is a little different. This is a new paradigm for the future.
Bob, what is your relationship, your other fighters, and Top Rank with HBO moving forward?
If HBO comes up with money for fighters of mine to fight on HBO, We love that. That's the business they should be in, buying content for their subscribers, not grabbing pieces of our business in the pay-per-view.
So, Bob, in your estimation, do you think we'll see Vasyl Lomachenko and the likes of other fighters like Terrence Crawford on HBO by the end of the year?
Yeah, I don't know about Crawford, but I think we're pretty well moving along the line of a date for Lomachenko.
Okay. Bob, I know when it came to the Bradley fight, the third fight, you were here about, 6-7 months ago, and you said, I'm not calling this a retirement. Did you know in your heart of hearts, even more than Manny, that he would return?
Yeah, I felt that he would become a senator and he would work out a way to continue fighting with his senatorial duties.
Are you surprised the likes of Adrian Broner and other fighters did not take an opportunity that Jessie Vargas took?
I can't answer for them. You see, Al Heyman came in and he did a lot of programming, and when he was flush with cash initially, paid these fighters crazy amounts of money. Now,
yeah, is he out of cash?
Now, well, he's not out of cash, but he's got to watch the cash. It's not hundreds of millions. So now, when he tries to get them back in the ring for what is reasonable amount of money, they won't go.
Final question to Bob Arum here. Bob, you have a pulse of the business. You've been in the business for 50 years. What is the future? What is the state of the boxing business, given all the moving parts and the changing dynamic of it?
The stake of the boxing business is promoters have to go out, do their own network shows, become content providers, and not rely on premium networks. Everybody, including us, it's like a drug. We rely on the premium network for the cash, for the dates, and so forth. That is not really conducive to building a business. Now, because you are subject to a lot of variations, corporate variations, budgetary situations in the network. Essentially, it's very dangerous because a premium network programs for their subscribers.
Right.
They don't have that second revenue stream, and that is commercial income from commercials, because, as you know, they don't have commercials. So you put yourself in jeopardy of budget crisis, whether it's on Showtime or on HBO, because they don't have that second stream of commercial income, which a regular network has.
All right, well, Bob, listen, best of luck November 5th.
Thank
Steve
you.
Kim for UCN Live.